stressed. I have so many things to do. When do I do them? When do I do them? I have to send this, and my boss is bothering me, and I don't have any time for anything. I don't even have a life. Is that you? Then keep watching. And if you're wondering why is this girl outside, I just thought we could change it up a little bit. You might have watched my video where I told you about my favorite study tips. If you haven't, then you should definitely check that out. Someone asked me if I could do a video on time management, and of course, your wish is my demand. So when you always feel stressed like the person running around right now, then you should definitely watch this video. Time management means to use your time working as effectively as possible so you can still have your free time and enjoy your hobbies and not feel stressed all the time. Time management, in my opinion, is the key. Time management can also higher your productivity, which you all want to be that productive girl. And no girl can be that girl if she doesn't know about time management. Because you have other things going on in your life. You have school, your hobbies, maybe you have a child, maybe you have a 9-to-5 job. Let me show you how you can manage your time so that you have enough free time besides your busy schedule. By the way, I once made a time management guide for my influencer girlies, so you can check that out in the description. The first thing that has saved me, I couldn't go without it anymore, is creating a calendar, or like having an agenda. Just a place where you can write all your things down that you need to remember, all your tasks, all your like appointments. I personally have just discovered Google Calendar a few days ago, and ever since I discovered that app, I've been in my productive era. So I'm just obsessed with planning out what I should do. Also, luckily, obsessed with actually doing what I wrote in there. And if you have a planner, then you won't be thinking like, oh my god, what did I forget? What do I have to do? And even that will save you so much time. Grab a book, grab a notebook, grab a pen, grab your phone, grab whatever, and just start planning. Are you thinking, what should I plan, Lila? What should I plan? Maybe just write in when you're working, or just remember when you have your free time, and that's where you plan in. For example, studying. Don't just write studying. Be specific. For example, in my planner, I wrote studying philosophy. More specifically, blurting my philosophy text, which I also mentioned in my last video. That way, when you open your calendar, you look at it, okay, blurt philosophy, and then you can get right into it. And then maybe you have a hobby, maybe you want to work out for 20 minutes. You write that down. Write down everything that you want to do, and especially everything that you really, really want to do. If you feel like, I don't want to plan everything, I'm not the person that plans everything, then just plan the necessary stuff, the stuff that you actually gotta do. You don't have to plan reading my book, watching a TV show if you don't want to. But if that satisfies you and makes you feel like a productive girl, then you can do that. But if you're a chaotic person that likes to spend too much time on things that they shouldn't, then maybe you could plan the things with a time. You don't have to exactly stick to that time frame. You can go a little over or under, but it is just to remind you that you shouldn't spend too long on a task. For example, if you're the person that starts something and then they just continue to perfect it, or if it's the opposite, you're the person that starts something and then just stops in the middle. Try to actually look at how much time you planned out and try to stick to that. A good idea when to plan is to do it, for example, the evening before when you're kind of relaxed and you know what you should do tomorrow. It's not too far away. Maybe you can do it the morning of if you have the time, or maybe you're like in that weird headspace, you're unmotivated, so you don't plan anything, you just do one task. So that's why I think the evening before, when you're relaxed and thinking kind of rational, is a good time. Use your time effectively and wisely. What I mean by that is when I'm doing something that is wasting my time, where I can't do anything productive, I like to use that time. For example, when I'm in the bus, I like to edit my videos because I don't have anything better to do and I have the editing out of my way. Or when I'm waiting for someone or something, I also like to, you can respond to your emails, edit a video, text someone back, whatever. Just use the time wisely. You will thank yourself, honestly. Even if it's just 20 minutes. I saw in another video that multitasking is the key. And you're thinking, multitasking, are you expecting me to study and cook at the same time? Well, you could. One way I like to study and do other things at a time is to kind of record myself saying what I should know, and then I just listen to that while I'm doing something else. I used to do that when I was still going to the gym. Or while you're on a run, you can listen to your uni lecture. You can call your friend while you're doing the dishes. Watch your favorite YouTuber, _Lila, while vacuuming the floor. But make sure to do something that acquires your attention with something that doesn't really acquire your attention. So for example, when you're running, I mean, that doesn't really require a lot of motivation from your head, but listening to a lecture, that needs your head. You need your head for that. Girl, do you know what you also need your head for? Filming a video. How did you say the word concentration wrong 2 times? Concentrate! Another thing that I live by on weekends is batch production. That sounds like a really niche content creator influencer thing, because batch production basically means to record a lot of videos at one time. But by that, I don't mean that, because not everyone here watching is an influencer. I mean batch production of getting things done. For example, if you're a student, just take the afternoon to only do your studies. Get your assignments done, start studying, do your homework, because first of all, you will be more concentrated because you're in that like studying headspace. You'll just get things done, and after that you will be so relaxed. Because if you always go home with like thinking like, I still got to do this in homework and this and this and this, and then I have to do this for tomorrow, then you will be stressed. But if you all did it last Saturday, all of it, then you won't feel stressed because you're like, I already did everything. And at the end of the day, it required just the same amount of time, or maybe even less, because you were able to concentrate more. Because sometimes when you start something, stop something, start something, start something and stop something all over again, then it will take more time than if you just sat down for an hour and just did it from start to finish. Lisa? Turns out he's literally the owner of where I live. And he was just checking on the new renovations. And it was so embarrassing. I was like, yeah, I'm just recording something for school. I'm not. Let's continue. Something that is super important even when it comes to time management is to take breaks. Even when you're doing your batch production, you should never stress yourself out too much. And if you feel like you really can't do it anymore, then you should just take a break. 5-minute break, 1-hour break, whatever you need. Something that you don't forget to take breaks is the Pomodoro technique. It's a studying technique where you study, for example, for 25 minutes and then take a break for 5 minutes. And you do that over and over again until you have studied enough or done whatever you wanted to do. There's so many websites on the internet or even apps where you can get a Pomodoro technique, or obviously you can also just set a timer on your phone. The next thing is to set priorities. Maybe you will be able to achieve everything, but just in case you can't, you should just start by the thing that is most important and urgent. When you're planning things, you can also do that. I always do it, that I start by the thing that is most important and urgent and end with the thing that maybe is not that important or not really necessary. Sometimes you really hold on to that one thing you really wanted to do. For example, you have been wanting to bake something for forever, but sometimes you just don't have the time. So if you gotta let go of that, then just let go of it. It's so important to be able to say no to certain tasks that require too much time or are not important enough. And there's a way to check what should be your first priority and what should be your last. So the first thing is that the thing is important and urgent. So you really have to do it, you have to finish it, and also you have to finish it soon. That's what you should start with. For example, an important assignment that you have to send in a week. The second one is important but not urgent. Let's say you have a big exam that is very important, but it's in 3 months. Next thing is urgent but not important. So let's say you're in a book club and you decided to finish a book until tomorrow, and you're still halfway through. So it is urgent, but if you look at other things, it's not that important. Nothing bad happens if you haven't finished the reading. You can tell that, I'm sorry, I was busy, I couldn't read it. And your last priority is something that is not important and not urgent. Let's say you're watching a TV show and you would have liked to finish it soon. But it's not really important to watch a TV show because, you know, nothing happens if you don't finish the TV show. And it's also not urgent because no one is telling you when to finish that TV show. So that's the last priority you should have on your list. You should also be able to say no to people or things that distract you. So if your friend tells you, oh my god, let's go eat ice cream and stroll around in the city, and you know, I do not have the time, I'm really stressed, I have so much to do, then just say no. Because at the end of the day, if you go out with that person will be a little happy, but it will affect you much more, even in the long run maybe. My biggest distraction is probably my phone. So I put my phone away, or I like to put it on do not disturb. I even have one like do not disturb setting for learning, where I only allow WhatsApp messages in case they're important or in case someone texts me about studying. And I can tell you how you can do that. So basically you go to settings and then go to focus, and then you can make a new focus, and there you can say what apps you want to have blocked, or rather what apps you want to get a notification from, or even what contact. So if you only want your mom to be able to contact you while you have that learning thing on, then you can do that. For my studying do not disturb, I even have a cute little motivating background. You can also do that on the focus. Reward yourself. That can be such a big motivation. After you have done all you needed to do, reward yourself with maybe a chapter of a book, eating a nice snack, whatever it is. It will motivate you to keep that thing. And my biggest motivation in time management is just the end of the day when I've done all my stuff and I know I've been productive and I'm not stressed, and now I can read that book I've been wanting to read, and now I can finish that series, and now I can bake these cookies, and I'm just relaxed. Also, to keep your time management as effective as possible, after 2 weeks or a month, check how that went. What went well? Was I actually able to achieve more? Or was I not? Did that disturb me? See what was working good and what not, and why not. Maybe you planned too much for a day. Maybe you didn't plan the times right. And then change these aspects and do that over and over again until you feel like you've perfected this. And you have to remember that maybe time management won't be the way you wanted it to. Or like, even if you get many things done, maybe there will be 1 or 2 tasks a day that you can't do, because as much as you can manage your time, the time just runs out. Or like, your bedtime comes at some point, the assignment is due at some point, but you will definitely achieve more. Because I've been actually managing my time, like really managing my time, a few days ago, where I'm like really strictly, like I'm using all my time on the bus. I'm basically not letting a second go to waste. Every evening I feel like I've done so much and I just feel good. So go ahead, if you're motivated, go write down what to do next and start your time management journey, and let me know if it worked. Maybe you're just that girl now that has all the time in the world